In today's video, I'm going to give you 7 habits which will speed up your journey to fluency. So listen through the 7 habits, seven habits, yeah. And this will actually speed up the process, and over time you will become fluent faster. Hello everyone, and welcome back to your daily cup of English. I'm going to share 7 powerful habits that will help you become fluent in English. And these are the habits that I get my students to create because they work. They just work. These are practical tips you can start using right away to improve your speaking immediately. These work, they work very, very well. I've been teaching English now for more than 18 years. And these are the habits that I get my students to do so they become fluent quicker. That is most people's goals. Most people's goals in learning English is to become fluent. And this is what I get my students to do. They will improve your speaking, your listening, and your confidence. So if you're ready to take your English to the next level, let's dive in to habit number 1. Now, habit number 1 is choose one language to learn. Now, this I believe is quite important. It's very important, I think. Now, there's 2 types of English language. You've got the American English and the British English. You need to choose one of them. You can't learn both. One of the first steps to fluency is deciding whether to focus on American English or British English. This affects your vocabulary, your pronunciation, your spelling, even grammar. For example, vocabulary. Flat is British versus apartment, which is American. So there's 2 different words for the same item. Spelling. In British English, we spell colour C-O-L-O-U-R. In American English, they spell it C-O-L-O-R. Another spelling. We say mum, which is M-U-M, and American English says mom, which is M-O-M. Pronunciation. We say, as a British person, we say schedule, where American people will say schedule. Now, pick the one that aligns with your goals. For instance, if you're planning to work in the UK, British English might be the better choice. Consistency is the key. So if you're trying to learn both languages, obviously it's going to take you longer. So by learning both of them, you're just delaying fluency. Choose one, you will gain fluency faster. So choose one or the other. So British or American, one or the other. Habit number 2. They're all quite important. I'm saying this one's important, but they're all quite important, really. This is what I give my students to do. Immerse yourself to start thinking in English. So you need to get to start thinking in English, then fluency will come faster. Immersion doesn't mean you need to live in an English-speaking country. Now, I'm going to tell you how you can create an English-speaking bubble wherever you are. Now, watch English content. Choose movies, TV shows, or YouTube videos in English. Now, what I tell my students to do is, if you're going to start watching films, watch British speaking films. If you want to speak American, listen to or watch American films. I give my students a list of British films to watch, and that keeps that flow on and the accent and everything all the same. Change your settings in your phone. Put all your settings in your phone to English. Change all your apps to English. Change your computer to English. So every time you see something, you pick your phone up, it's in English, you're thinking in English. You go to your computer, it's all in English, you're thinking in English. You watching the films, everything's in English. So you're creating your English bubble. And listen actively. Play English podcasts and music while you commute to work or exercising. Listen to English. Yeah? You're surrounding yourself with English. So therefore, you will start thinking in English. The goal is to expose yourself so much that you naturally start thinking in English without translating. It will happen naturally. You just got to create that habit. Change everything, all your phone, your computer, your everything. Change everything into English and you will start thinking in English. Habit number 3. Learn in chunks. Chunks meaning not single words, learn in bigger words, in sentences. Instead of memorizing individual words, focus on chunks like phrases, idioms, sentence patterns. This will make your speech more natural. For example, sentence patterns. Here's a sentence pattern. Could you please? Yeah. Now the sentence could be, could you please help me? Could you please do this? Could you please make a drink? Could you please... There's many, many different ways you can use that one sentence pattern. Phrasal verbs. Turn up. Give in. Look after. These are all chunks. It's easier to remember more than one word than it is to remember one word. Idioms. Bite the bullet. The meaning of bite the bullet is to endure something difficult. Yeah, so another chunk. On this channel, on my channel, I've created playlists to help you with this. There's a phrasal verb playlist, there's an idioms playlist, sentence patterns playlist. You can check the links down below and start having a look round them, and you can start using these videos on a daily basis. You will practice chunks, and if you want to learn British English, that is, because everything on this channel is British English. Going on to habit number 4, you need to speak every single day. Every day you need to speak English. You don't need to speak all day, but you need to get some practice in. You don't need a speaking partner to practice. Here's some ways to make speaking a daily habit. Self-commentary. Narrate your day in English. For example, you wake up in the morning, you can say to yourself, I'm walking into the kitchen. I'm making a cup of tea. I'm making breakfast. I'm having bacon, eggs, sausage, and beans. I'm sitting at the table. I'm eating my breakfast. Narrate your day. Speak to yourself. Just say what you're doing as you're doing it. Yeah? Now, another way, you can read aloud. pick an article or a book, read it out aloud. Find something that you're interested in. Don't read something just for the sake of reading. You need to read something you're interested in, something which interests you. Yeah. So read aloud. Don't read in your head, because it won't work. You need to be speaking. Yeah. So read aloud, and to make it one step better, we've all got telephones. So while you're reading aloud, record yourself and then listen to yourself. This way you can see where you're going wrong. You can hear where you're going wrong. And then you can improve it. This is very, very effective. Very effective. You can talk a daily diary. At the end of the day, talk about what you did or your plans for tomorrow. So at the end of the day, I went to work, I had a good day, and just talk about the day you had, like a diary. And then talk about what you're going to do tomorrow. This is speaking practice, speaking practice. Do it every day. These small steps will build your fluency and your confidence over time, and you will be surprised how quickly it can happen. Now, going on to habit number 5, focus on specific situations. They're all important. I was just about to say this is quite important, but they're all quite important. Well, they're all very important if you want to become fluent. See, don't try and learn everything at once. Don't try and learn travel English, business English. Don't mix it all up, because that will create like a braking system and everything will slow down. Okay? Focus on phrases you'll need for a specific situation. For example, you're going traveling for the weekend. Yeah? You and the wife, or you and the girlfriend, or you on your own are going to go away for the weekend. Okay? So, before you go away, learn phrases about travel. Things like, where is the check-in? Where is the check-in counter? What time is check-in? What time is check-out? Pick up. All of these different phrases, they're all to do with travel. So learn travel phrases ready for your weekend away or a week away. That way you'll learn something, you're learning the phrases, then you'll get to use them. Yeah? You might have a meeting at work. So practice phrases like, let's schedule a follow-up meeting. Learn phrases for meetings. This way you'll learn and then use them. Yeah? It's the learning and the using. This will put them in your mind, you'll remember them, and these things will stay in your mind. You must use what you learn. So the best way to use what you learn things that you know you need. Yeah? Another example, you know you're going out to dinner. Yeah? So find phrases, learn phrases like, can I see the menu please? Or, I'd like the special. Learn phrases which are ready for the situation you know you're going to be in. And when you're in that situation, you'll feel prepared and more confident. This method works for any scenario, like shopping, social events, any scenario, you can find phrases for these particular things. Now, on the channel, you will find booking a hotel, travel English. On this channel, you'll find all of these things. I'll leave the links down below so you can have an investigate and try them. Try them. There are many of the videos on here are on specific situations. Okay, now, habit number 6, shadowing exercises. Shadowing is a very powerful way to improve your pronunciation, rhythm, and your confidence. It involves listening to a native speaker and mimicking, copying them as closely as possible. Okay? You can use interviews, podcasts, videos on this channel to practice shadowing. For example, listen to a travel dialogue, listen to it, go back, and then mimic the person who is talking. You copy him or her, the same intonation, the same speed, but you say it at the same time, not after, you say it at the same time. So you mimic them. But listen to it first, go back, and then try and mimic them. This is very, very powerful. I have actually created many shadowing video lessons covering many topics like travel, small talk, business English. I will leave the links down below again for you. But this is very, very powerful. It's a little bit difficult at the beginning, but once you get the hang of it, it's a very powerful way to improve your fluency. Very, very powerful. Now, habit number 7. This is the last habit. Set measurable goals and track your progress. Setting goals keeps you motivated and helps you see steady progress. Here's how to make it simple. SMART goals. Make them specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. So make sure they're not too difficult. Don't give yourself a goal where it's just hugely difficult. Make sure it's achievable. Make sure it's relevant to what you want, and give yourself a time. Yeah, maybe 7 days, maybe 3 days, maybe 2 weeks, but give yourself a time. Example, instead of I want to improve speaking, you could say I'll practice speaking for 15 minutes daily for the next 7 days. Yeah? Break it down. Divide large goals into smaller steps. Example, yeah? I'll learn 5 idioms this week and practice using them in sentences. Make sure what you're learning you are going to be able to use in the next week or something. Yeah, if you've got like I said earlier, if you've got a business meeting, if you're going traveling, make sure you're learning something for a situation in the future. Yeah? Track your progress. Use a journal, an app, or a checklist. You could have a checklist and just tick everything as you do it. So if you said you're going to speak every morning for 20 minutes, tick it off. Monday, done. Tuesday, done. Wednesday, done. Progress. Make sure you track everything. Now, create a tracker to mark everything. Every day you practice shadowing, like I just said. Yeah. Celebrate milestones to stay motivated. Like, treat yourself to your favorite activity after achieving a goal. So reward yourself. It's important. Whenever I'm learning anything, I reward myself. I always buy myself something because I've succeeded in doing what I said I was going to do. It might be a new tie. It could be anything. But I will reward myself. Self-awarding is an effective way of keeping yourself motivated. Okay, now, and that's it really. They are my 7 habits to help you become fluent in English. Start applying these today and you'll see amazing progress in your language skills. Don't forget to check out the playlists, the shadowing lessons, linked down below. If you find this video helpful, give it a thumbs up. And don't forget, make an effort to create habits. By creating habits, your fluency is going to get closer and closer and closer. You need to commit. Commit to your habits, and you will find you will become more confident. You can speak better. Fluency is difficult, but by creating these 7 habits, and you complete these 7 habits, you will see a big difference. So, give us a thumbs up. Share it with any friends that you find might find a use of these habits. And I will see you in the next video. And happy learning. Bye for now.